What's going on, guys, and welcome. This is the Christopher Marc Show, and I am here with very vibrant. I wasn't prepared for her to look like this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling y'all right now. I came on, I was shocked, I was overwhelmed. She didn't prepare, brothers, so but anyway, Diamond, can you tell everybody your full name and what do you do?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Chris. So, my full name is Diamond Princess Franklin. I am a singer, actress, songwriter, poetry. I write poetry, a little bit of everything. I like to dabble in it all. So,
Wait, I'm gonna pause right now because I know everybody's asking this. But is your real name Princess in the middle?
yes, it is.
Really?
People always ask me, "Is that your real name? Is that I say my real name? They're like, "Okay, give us your birth name." I'm like, Diamond Princess Franklin is my birth name. So,
Wow.
yep.
Wow. I've always wanted, I always felt like I wish my last name was Love or something, like it would be like, because I feel like that was like such a cool pickup line. Yeah, girl, my name is Love. How you doing?
You know what? I knew
Love.
a little
Yeah.
boy named Love in elementary school, and he was one of the baddest little boys I ever met. So I think you dodged a bullet with that one.
Okay. All right. I guess you got to mature into that one.
Well, yeah, you do. But you
gotta mature into. You gotta watch a couple Billy D. Williams movies and just see if you can get your game up.
Yeah,
I feel
no.
you.
Having Princess for a middle name. Oh my gosh, I got so many girls. Well, I'm the princess. You're not the princess. I'm the princess, and I'd be like, okay, so we can be princesses.
It's enough princesses to go around.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's what Disney's for. So tell everybody about all the stuff that you do, because she does a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go. Go
All
ahead, do your
right.
thing.
Well, I started singing when I was 4 years old, and taking singing lessons, piano lessons, acting lessons, even a little bit of dance, but I'm not as great a dancer as I am with singing and acting. So if you ever need me to dance, you're going to have to put me in the back.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I absolutely love singing all genres of music. I love anything from jazz, singing gospel, R&B, even a little country every now and then. I also sing opera. I studied opera for many years, even went to college. In 2019, I earned my Bachelor of Music in vocal performance. And today I actually have dabbled into some pop and some dance music. I just released one of my very first dance singles. It's called Boss Girl Energy, and I'm just loving it. I love all kinds of music. It's so hard for me to decide. So that's definitely a little bit of what I do is just, like to blend genres, try new genres and things of that nature. When it comes to acting, I've done like musical theater, plays, local shows, things of that nature. And I'll also be in 2 upcoming films this year, one of which we start filming at the end of next month, February. And the second film, which will be a faith-based film, we will begin filming in the summertime. So, yeah.
Y'all see why I just let her go? Y'all understand now, right? Okay, as long as y'all understand. Okay, so let me ask you this. When you go to sing, right? How do you prepare? I mean, not the vocal warm-ups, but like emotionally. How do you emotionally prepare to sing?
It definitely depends on the type of music I'm singing. Like, for example, with opera, I've had a lot of songs where I'm singing in different languages. So I'm singing in French, I'm singing in Italian, German. You never know. And I definitely have to know the translation. My voice coach, he would tell me before you learn a single note, you have to know what you're singing about. What is the story that you're trying to tell? All musicians, we tell a story. So the first thing that I do is, with all genres, not even just opera, is I learn what my story is, and how can I relate to the story that I'm about to tell. I feel like if the audience can't take something from it, then what's the point of singing? It's not just about sounding pretty, but it's about, taking people away. giving them an escape.
Mhm.
So I like to just, know the story I'm telling. And I use that with jazz, especially as well, because, with jazz, there are so many different ways you can convey that emotion. There's no right or wrong way to sing, what could start off as a mistake could end up being a genius idea. So you never know. But that's why I love dabbling in all different genres, because there's so much to be found. So I would say the number one thing I do is I think about, okay, what am I looking to say? What do I want the audience to take with them when the song is said and done? So definitely number one for me.
So I think of, I usually think of my relationships, whether they worked out or not. That kind of puts me in that space. It puts me in that space like, oh, this song is sad. So like if I'm singing Adele or something like that, I'm like, okay, let me think about this moment that was real sad for me. Okay, now I can, when I get on stage, I can just go and get lost in it.
Let it go. I hope you don't cry too much. Hope you can still sing.
No, you know what? I think, but you know what? I learned from Michael. A little bit of tears go a long way. It adds to the flair. When he broke down and cried a little bit, everybody, oh my God! And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna use that breakdown on stage and have a whole conniption. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The audience just be like frozen, just waiting for every little thing you do when you bring that emotion forth. So I get you.
Oh man. Especially if you can cry and then go back into a note, man, you good.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm still working on that. If I would start crying, I don't know. You might have to get somebody else to come and finish the song for me. So I try to tap into the emotion, but not into the tears, because that's the thing. I don't know if I can stop. That's it.
So let me ask you this. Like, so you got into, you do acting, right?
Yes.
So now I know the one main thing that people say, hey, do you know how to cry? Do you know how to cry on cue?
I've never had to do that. I've never had a character that had to cry on cue, so I definitely never got a chance to try it. I don't know. I personally don't really think, even if I thought about everything sad, I don't know for sure if I could really accomplish that, because it seems harder than it looks. Like I would have to they have like a gel that you can like roll under your eyes and it makes the tears come. Like I might have to cheat a little bit. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I what gets me is those dog commercials, the in the arms of an angel Jones. I'm like, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
My mother
those are the
doesn't
ones
like
that'll get me.
She has to change it when she sees those commercials. She's like, turn it off again. I can't.
I'll be like, oh man, that dog is missing an eye. Jesus. I'm like, this is too much. Why would y'all film this?
I know.
What is wrong with y'all? This is the thing I'll be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust me, I totally get it. It's not a I think for me, I would have to think of something sad, but it's not. It's very. It's a skill. Most people can just do it like that.
Yeah,
like,
on cue, like bam, cry, bam, they're right there. I can't do that. I don't think I can do that.
So, what was the toughest part about acting that you would say is that was difficult for you to like convey a specific emotion? Like what was it about it that you were like, okay, I had to. They need you to convey this emotion, and it's like this one is hard for me.
Definitely a little bit of being sad, but also looking afraid, and that is something that I'm for sure gonna have to like work on for my upcoming film in February, because it's a mystery thriller. So there's gonna be some moments where I'm gonna be, I guess a little creeped out, a little upset, and I don't want to look like, the typical. How people like, who is this girl? Where did you get this girl from? Like, seriously. So I would say definitely that's like the most difficult for me, is to try to tap into the emotion of looking sad or upset, or, I think I can play angry pretty well. I can play happy pretty well. But when it comes to sad and fearful, it's like a thin line between looking a little fake and looking realistic. It's like, okay, how do you not do too much, overacting is like the big thing.
Right. No, I can understand that. I mean, I've had people where, a friend of mine's, I would jump out at him and scare him, and he would just, and I would be so excited about the fact that I could scare him just for one moment, and he would just stand there like this, and I'll be mad. I'll be like, man, you know what? I put a lot of thought into this scare. This wasn't no average scare. I really put a lot of effort into it. But I'm like, man, you really just gonna stand there? Yeah. But I've had people where, like, my brother, like, I would scare him and he would jump and jitter and like.
Those are the
But
best people to scare.
yeah, like he was like, I'm gonna get you back, man. I'm gonna get you back. I'm like, I got you.
Mhm.
So you're saying that the main thing for you is you're trying to figure out, okay, how do you craft out this level of emotion of being scared? Now, do you ever watch scary movies? Did you ever?
Oh yeah. Oh yes,
Okay.
definitely. I grew up on scary movies. Like my sister is a huge horror fan. Everything from all the classics like Halloween, Stephen King movies, like you name it. I've probably seen it. Even some of the cheap ones like Sleepaway Camp, and I definitely love. Like I think the most recent, like Quiet Place. That's a really great scary movie. So I've watched them. I've watched almost all of them, but I don't know. I guess when it comes to me trying to tap into that, I want to laugh sometimes. I'm not even going to laugh. And I'm not even going to try to imitate it, because I will crack up. Like it's like trying to find that serious place, I don't know. I have a very big goofy side to me. And I think that's why some of the more serious emotions, I may start to, like it'll come out, like I want to snicker, I want to laugh, like no, Diamond, don't do it. So yeah.
Have you ever had a moment, right? You were on set, you had to do what you had to do, and a moment happened where you had to hold your composure and just remain serious the whole entire time?
Oh yes, definitely. Even if it was, for example, me going at it with another character, or if that character is going mad, I'll be able to maybe contain myself, like to let out my angry side. But then as soon as the other character starts, doing their lines or letting out their angry side, especially if I'm, pretty good, pretty close with the actor, I will want to laugh. I would just want to crack up laughing, like, yeah, sure, this would never happen. Like, it's really being in a different world. So at that time, those are moments where I really have to like turn off Diamond. Like, look, Diamond, you're not yourself. You really have to step into someone else. You can still have different elements of yourself that you can apply to the character that will help you to make it, more real, more, just more genuine. But there are sometimes where you really have to cut off certain parts of yourself, like goofiness, and really let yourself just fall into this new person. So that's definitely something I'm still getting stronger with, but we'll see. This next project is going to test me big time.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. You get those experiences that really just change, that test you and then pushes your limits, and to see if you're like, okay, are you going to quit now? Or are you going to like, this might be your moment where you just be like, I realize it's not for me.
Right.
So what is your ultimate, like, your goal? Because you do so much. You're able to, I'm sure if someone wanted to hire you for things, like you just have an array of things that you're able to do. So what is your ultimate goal of what you're trying to achieve?
My ultimate goal is definitely to just expand myself, not only as an entertainer, but just as a brand as a whole, like really trying to find elements within myself that I can put forward and help to touch others who, they may hear my music or see me, even if it's just them seeing me in an acting role. I want them to still feel like they're like meeting me, like they're getting to know me through the work that I put out and the work that I, will do. So definitely my goal is to just be known as a genuine artist, not as someone who is similar to the rest or, fall in line with everybody else. I like things to be different. I like things to be unique. That's one reason why with my music, I love to blend genres. I love to bring back sounds that we don't often hear anymore. For example, I love not only all different genres, but different decades of music. I love, doo-wop. I love 2000s music, 90s music, 70s. So if I can bring back little elements and some people, there's something for everyone. I want to be an artist where there's something for everyone to hear, whether it's a 25-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 45-year-old, something. I want there to be something for everyone, a 60-year-old, if I can get them on their feet, well, then I feel like I've done something right. Like I don't want any discrimination, just there to be something for everyone in my work. So that's like my main goal.
I can totally understand that. I think that's awesome. I mean, most people don't have, it's not as ambitious. They're usually are just like, hey, I'm in the flow of being an artist. But it sounds like you're pretty much ambitious on everything that you're trying to accomplish. So it's awesome. So this is one of my questions. When I was thinking about at what moment did you realize that you were talented?
That's a really good question. You ask the best questions, I tell you. Be like, my gosh. Let's see. So I would say I always just loved music. Especially I would hear commercial jingles and would memorize them, be singing them around the house, or I would we'd go to church, my family and I would hear people singing their solos, or the pastor would sing, and I would just I would look and be like, I want to do that too. Even before acting, before any of the other things that I ended up doing as the years go on, music was always at the forefront. So when I got the opportunity to imitate, I would do that. I would sing, and, I guess it wasn't really so much as me discovering I had a talent for it, but discovering I had a love for it, discovering I had a passion. There was an excitement that came when I learned a new song and when I was able to sing it for others, perform. There was outside of my home that I grew up in, there was a patio that it looked like a stage to me. So if I would have my friends and family, I'd be like, okay, watch this. I'm gonna, do this dance, or I'm gonna sing this song. I just love to perform. And then it was others that eventually, started saying to me, well, Diamond, you actually have a pretty good voice, or you actually can sing, and I'm like, really? Let me try that again. So I paid more attention to myself the more others would give me positive feedback. And then I think by 10 years old, I knew I kind of had that ear, I kind of had the ear for, okay, if I am going to take singing seriously and professionally, how am I going to sound? What is the best way to express? That's why I started having lessons, and, my family started to really invest within me. And I'm so thankful for it because, it's they saw something that I didn't get to see at that time. I feel like if I hadn't gotten a chance to be worked with and, brought out some of the talents, who knows? But it was because of that I was able to discover, I think, was, feedback from others and help from others.
Wow. Oh, man. This is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's you bring in the great questions.
This is exciting, right? So if you could, out of all your experience, what is the thing that if you could teach someone, what would be the thing that you would want to teach someone who was, walking your similar path, whether it's through singing, acting, whatever it may be? What would be that one thing that you'd be like, hey, I want to be able to teach you this because this is what you need to know in order to be able to survive doing what I'm doing?
Oh, perseverance, definitely. To be steadfast and courageous, definitely to never give up because, it wasn't always easy. I had a lot of people that supported me and, encouraged me to keep going. But I also had some people who were like, you can't sing, or I don't hear anything, or, I don't know what they're hearing, but I don't see it. I don't hear it. I was often told that I didn't have talent or skill, even by some people who were very close to me or people I loved. And, it definitely, I don't know. I mean, thankfully, I'm hard-headed, so I didn't listen. I would keep going. I'd be like, oh, like upset maybe for 2 minutes, but then I would still keep going, and I'm thankful because that's why I'm here now. So I feel like I would definitely just let them know, keep going. No matter what you face, no matter what it may seem. Like, whatever you see visibly, have faith in yourself and know why you want to do it. I think it's, like I said earlier, because I noticed the love in myself for the work, because I knew I had passion, I knew I enjoyed it. I think you have to keep that, in mind, not just being perfect or keeping up with the competition. It's just, do what you enjoy. We get this one life on this earth, so why let that be stripped from you, the joy of doing what you love, whether people are praising you for it or not. So I would say that's how one should keep going, is just do what they love and don't stop, give yourself that treat.
You're gonna really encourage a lot of people with this one. I can feel it. So before we wrap up, I have one last question. How can people find you in order to be able to connect with you, hire you, so forth, so on?
All right, well, first you got to get the black book, and then you got to, no. No, that was a lame joke. That was so corny. So, well, what you can do, number one, is I have a brand new website. That's diamondfranklin.com. Just simple diamond, like a gem or a shape. Y'all should know how to spell that if you've been to kindergarten. Diamond Franklin, like Benjamin Franklin, .com. Simple as that. So you'll find some photos, you'll find links to all of my social media. My handles, for example, on Instagram and TikTok are The Singing Diamond. So pretty simple, The Singing Diamond, all lowercase, so you can find me there. And on YouTube, just under my full name that people don't believe is mine, is Diamond Princess Franklin. So, but yeah, and also Spotify, Apple Music. If you just type in Diamond Franklin, you'll find me. But I have all those links on diamondfranklin.com. So that's like the primary place you can find me.
And we're gonna set up Diamond profile, a part of our Community Dreamer Society, so she'll have that. So if you want to connect with her from that as well, you can. Diamond, thank you. I appreciate having you. I appreciate all the things that you're doing, because I think that there's a lot of people out there that they start a dream and then they wind up giving up on it, or they wind up going to go work somewhere else. And I think it's good that people hear that despite all the ups and downs that you went through, it's like you kept going, you persevered. And I think that I appreciate you taking this time to be a part of this and sharing your story.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me, giving me the chance to share my story. It was just a pleasure. I'm like, who is this person reaching out to me? What's up with this? Like, is this legit? But I'm like, wow, just such an honor, such a blessing. And I want to see some more of you. So, please definitely let me link up with you on the social media. I got to hear your singing. That's what I need to hear.
Yeah, you know what? It's so weird. I haven't. My mom always says to me, because my brother sings, and she's like, like you sing different from him. You sing more theater. And she always says that to me, and she's like, you have like a rich voice. And so I think for me now, it's just getting to that. I do a lot of things that me and you talked about, but I would like to connect with you and being able to see you perform as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. And
I'm sure it'd be breathtaking.
I think you can sing opera. I wouldn't put it past you. I see baritone, a little bit. I don't know, maybe some tenor too. I'm seeing something. I get the vibe, because I taught voice for a little bit, so I can kind of tell it's my person's speaking voice. That they have a good voice. So yeah, that sounds great.
Well, Diamond, thank you for having me. Well, I
Yeah,
feel like I was
your
on your
show.
show.
This is all
This is the part where I feel like I
yours.
was like, man, I feel like I was like being interviewed by you. Thank you for being part of the show.
I don't think I can have the questions that you have, so thank you.
No,
I'm
no,
grateful
you'll be
you.
surprised. One day you got the whole co-host thing going on now. You know the whole host. You got it. You go do your thing.
Hey, gotta keep watching the greatest like yourself. So awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
All right, have a good night. Bye.